Hello again in this heat wave that you would think is not conducive to red wine, but we're not going to let this deter us. We're going out to some friends for dinner tonight, so I'm taking this and I figured I'd share it just a little bit with you guys before we go out. Anyway, this is the Chateauneuf du Pape, Clos du Caillou, La Réserve, 1999. Now, Clos du Caillou is a property we've talked about before. We've had the wine, the Quartz, we've had the Côte du Rhône. It's really an incredible place in the heart of Chateauneuf. They actually have a huge property inside Chateauneuf that's only categorized as Côte du Rhône because back in the days, the guy who was guarding it refused to let the inspectors come in to certify it. But that's the Côte du Rhône. So if you find the Côte du Rhône, Clos du Caillou, you know it's really Chateauneuf quality, and we've talked about this before. This is their Chateauneuf, and this is really their premium Chateauneuf cuvée, going back way when. They have many Chateauneufs. We've had the Quartz together. They have Les Safres. They have the Chateauneuf, regular, no other name. And this is the top of the top. It's almost twice, the price of the next one down, the Quartz. So it's always gathered some sort of premium because of the terroir. It is in a sandy terroir right next to Rayas, because of maybe the age of the vines, because of the number. Each bottle is numbered, so it's sort of a small number production. For whatever reason, and it's got consistently very high ratings. This is a cuvée that has a lot of Mourvèdre in it. I don't know about 99 exactly, but it could be half Grenache, half Mourvèdre, or maybe a little bit of Syrah thrown in. They typically co-fermented the two grapes together, and then they aged in the big semi-muid tanks, wood tanks, for up to 18 months. They're not filtered, and they really made to age a very long time. So we're going to find out if that is true. Something more specific also about 1999 is in the mid 90s, the heir to the Puisin family, who were the owners of Clos du Caillou, Sylvie, married Jean-Denis Vacherin, who is from Vacheron, who is from Sancerre, and they came together to take over her family business. So he became one of the superstar winemakers of the region until he died very young and tragically in a car accident in 2002, I think, before the harvest of 2002. So the cuvées he made, and this is one of them, became really even more sought after because of his association with them and the whole tragedy around he was very young. He was in his late 30s, of his death. Anyway, let's see what we have here. Look at the color. It's still, it's a little bit brown, but still very much alive. It's got the ring around it to sort of kind of the lighter ring to show a little bit its age. It still has nice legs. Really, the alcohol is there. It's not very specific on the bottle, but I would imagine it's 13-14%. 1999 was a pretty good year, more so in the north of the Rhône than in the south, but nothing to complain about. On the nose, it's really that sort of slightly dried fruit, mixed with leather that we've talked about on some of these old wines before. So it's really quite a combination of, let's say, desiccated fruit with more earthy, mushrooms, patina'd leather. It's definitely anise, licorice. All this mixed in is sort of a mellow, but not but still pretty much alive, combo. The palate is very alcoholic. The finish has a little bit of an added note of chocolate, cocoa, cacao to it. It is very it's a long finish. It's really nice because it seems to seep into everything back in the back of your throat, and it just not hard. It's not going to be easy to kind of get rid of it in a way. It's really there. Not so much on the palate again, but I think this is a bottle that is going to need to really open up. I know we say that. It's been open for a couple of hours. I didn't want to overdo it because it's an old bottle. I didn't know how it was going to evolve, but now that I see this and now that I'm tasting it, I think it's going to really evolve nicely during the dinner. Just a very, and again, these Chateauneufs over time, when they have this kind of age, they become really so classy, so subtle and fine, but still with a lot of power. It's really just an incredible combination. Here the Mourvèdre adds that sort of punch a little bit. That is a different kind of punch than the Grenache. Is a little bit less on the fruit, a little bit more sort of you know, a little more fruit. There's a lot of fruit, but it's a little bit more earthy, I find, and sometimes a little bit more tart. But together, it's really quite a combination. Anyway, cheers and see you soon.